Queens is in dire need of green space, but these abandoned rail tracks may actually be the answer. Right here will be eventually the Queensway, a 3.5-mile stretch of rail tracks that have been abandoned since 1962 that is planned to become one of the most unique linear parks in New York City. However, most people don't realize how much wildlife there is here and how a park could help preserve this wild side of Queens. Here are a few examples of what I saw on my walk. So if we look at the trees right above the tracks, we actually see a dray. That is the habitat of the eastern gray squirrel. Squirrels are super important to an oak forest like this because they are the natural foresters. They take the acorns and re-germinate the forest every season. Ooh, so if we look all the way up on this tree, we notice bark is actually peeling off, and this is a very important indicator of bats, making it their habitat. 6 out of the 9 bat species in New York are here. But the cool thing about bats, yes, they're a bit scary, but they can actually eat more than 2/3 of their body weight in mosquitoes. So if you're walking along the Queensway, especially on a hot summer day, you will not be bitten because of these deer bats living right up there. So in the distance, we actually hear blue jays, and it's one of the many different birds that you'll see along what will be eventually the Queensway. Such beautiful creatures. If you catch a glimpse of them, they're stunning.
My name is Mike Lieberman. I am the Trust for Public Lands New York State Trails Program Director. During those extreme weather events, rapid amount of rainfall, all that's funneled into our sewer system. That sewer system gets at capacity, and then it's pushed out into our bays and our local waterfront. So we have the opportunity to absorb a lot of that here.
And then you mentioned the heat island effect.
Permeable surfaces, concrete, they absorb heat differently than earth. And canopies and trees, they provide that natural shade and they offset heat island effect. So you can see a 10-degree difference between an area that's paved versus an area we're in a park.
Karen Imus, I'm a member of Friends of the Queensway Steering Committee, and I live in Forest Hills, Queens.
Periodically, there are groups that come through the park that look for wild mushrooms.
It's potentially a great place to bring kids to come along the Queensway to learn with a mycologist about all the different mushrooms, or botanists to learn about all the flora.
Yeah, absolutely. At one point, did a presentation at the Metropolitan Expeditionary Learning School. They were asking us, will the Queensway have these native plants, or will they have pollinator gardens for bees? And the kids were already thinking about conservation and open space in an otherwise really dense environment. If you do a square mile around it, you're talking about north of 200,000 people, almost 20 schools in the vicinity. We really see outdoor learning as a big asset of this park, and just creating space where young people can go and learn and make that part of their educational experience as well.
Again, you can be connected to nature just a subway stop away. Does Queens need more beautiful parks? If you think so, sign the petition at tpl.org/Queensway. Stay curious, my friends.